Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the match review of Inter against AC Milan. Match I finished moments ago at the San Siro with the Nerazzurri coming out with a big win, 3-2 the final score. A hat-trick scored by Mauro Icardi for Inter, and goals for Milan were scored by Suso and Bonaventura. Before I get into the match review, I would like to remind you guys to join in the discussion. Leave your thoughts in the comment section and I'll be reading them later on in this video. So let's start about speaking about this match, because it was really a tale of two halves for Milan. In the first half, it was really a giveaway to Inter. I have to say, Milan was not present. They were making many mistakes, and I think they were quite lucky to only be behind by one goal at halftime, and Inter was only leading 1-0 at halftime. And I think, Milan simply did not do good enough in that first half. They did not do much. Inter was having a very easy time controlling possession and creating chances, and overall speaking, I think they deserve to be in the lead at halftime. Really, it was another story in the second half though, because Milan came out very strong. They came out dedicated to come back in this situation and come back in the game, and they did that not once but twice. Once through Suso to level it at 1-1, and the second time through Bonaventura with a beautiful slide-in goal, which I think could have also been resulted as an own goal for Andanovic, but I think in the end it was credited to Bonaventura. Anyway, so it was 2-2, and then unfortunately at the 90th minute, a very silly foul from Ricardo Rodriguez handed Inter the penalty shot, which eventually gave them the third goal valid for the 3 points. Like I said, the performance was not the best. Like in the first half, it was absolutely horrendous. But I think Milan saved themselves with that performance in the second half. And I think it's a big shame that the result ended the way that it did. I'm not saying that it was unfair, because, Milan did make many mistakes as well, which I'll be getting into in just a few moments. But Milan, I think, did deserve something more than 0 points and walking away with nothing at all in this match. I want to speak about individuals, because I know a lot of people are writing to me on Twitter, in the comments as well, saying Montella this, Montella that. And I have to say that today, personally, I wouldn't be blaming Montella for this result, for various reasons, okay? First of all, I'm happy with the way that he decided to bring on Cutrone at halftime and took Kessie off. Kessie was not having a good game. I think he only created one chance in that first half, and simply speaking, he needs to do more. And I've been saying this from the start of the season. He hasn't been impressing me. The guy needs to do more, and I think this was a very, bold decision by Montella to take him off and put Cutrone, which, by the way, is such a great player. Cutrone, yes, he did not score today, but his runs are always amazing. He knows where to cut in. He knows what type of trajectory to take, and it always ends up being, a very good outcome most of the time. He did create a few chances for himself today. Unlucky he did not score, but it's definitely a positive sign to see such a young player playing in the derby and being so confident with himself and his abilities. Also, I like how he brought on Locatelli in the second half. I think maybe it became a bit late, but Locatelli came on with a very strong impact. Did some very good challenges at times. Didn't really contribute to the attack much, but I think he still played a decent match when he came on. Now, the reason why I'm not blaming Montella in this game is because, of course, like I said, the substitutions were good. I mean, they didn't come out in the last 5 minutes like we would normally see. But to me, I'm still blaming individual mistakes in this one. I think Milan did a lot going forward. They created many chances. They really pushed the team to score goals, to come back in these difficult situations. Even when they were trailing, they did all that. And attacking wise, they have been doing great, especially in this game. I'm happy with the number of chances that they created, and, with a bit more luck, maybe they could have scored more goals. However, I'm still having a lot of trouble digesting what I'm seeing with the defense. Guys, we're 8 games in the Serie A right now, and 13 goals conceded, actually, in 8 games is not good enough. It's not good at all, actually. And time again, I keep repeating myself, Bonucci needs to be better, Romagnoli needs to be better, Musacchio needs to be better. And it's not happening, okay? The defense is horrendous. I don't know, if I could use any other word to describe this defense, I would. But the defending is absolutely shit. I don't know what is happening with this team, because Bonucci, once again, he's supposed to be that leader in the back, and his leadership, I'm not seeing it. His captain role, I'm not seeing it. He needs to do better. He needs to communicate better with the rest of his teammates, not only his defenders. And I did explain this exactly as it is in the match preview. Bonucci still is not doing his proper job. And I'm not only saying Bonucci, because Romagnoli as well is making mistakes. We saw Ricardo Rodriguez literally gifting into the 3 points there with that hold on the Inter player, which I'm not quite sure who it was. And simply way too many mistakes. It is not normal for all these giveaways, for the terrible man marking that I've been seeing. The first goal, 2 guys were with Icardi, or at least were trying to get to Icardi. Icardi was right in the middle of them, and none of them could have intercepted that cross from Candreva. To me, that's unacceptable. You need to be closer to the striker. You cannot give Icardi such room to, be able to have all that freedom in order to shoot and score goals. Too much room. As a professional player, as one that has won so many titles, really, Bonucci with Juventus, you cannot give that amount of space to Icardi. And same thing goes to Romagnoli and so forth. Too much space. Icardi had such a breeze to actually score those goals, and really it was no trouble whatsoever for the Argentinian. Same thing goes for that second goal. Bia, what was that? The guy was tripping over his own feet. Inter took the possession. Great counter-attacking team. They made Milan pay for it. Once again, individual errors. And that is why I'm not blaming Montella exactly on this. You cannot blame Montella for the goals that we conceded today. Guys, it is what it is. The defense is not good. Is not doing a good job. 13 goals, like I said, in 8 games. What is that? The midfield, Bia, tripping over his own feet. You have options out there, and he created one of the worst counterattacks I've seen all season round. And also, when he was trying to come back, his marking was inexistent. He did not even try to help out the defense, with marking Icardi. For me, that's unacceptable. And obviously the third goal, another giveaway there from Ricardo Rodriguez. So we could have avoided these goals. The result could have been way different. Look, we didn't even play a full 90 minutes of good football today, and we still were able to score 2 goals in that second half. I think, if we are able to fix these defensive issue that shouldn't be happening with the amount of money that we spent, Milan could be a different team, and they could be in the higher zones of the table. But then again, 4 losses in 8 games is not going to bring you anywhere. This is completely unacceptable. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. What counts is the result. And I've said it yesterday. I don't care how we win. It could be pretty, it could be ugly. As long as we get the 3 points, I don't care what happens. Today, we didn't play good. We didn't play bad. We had 1 half that was good, 1 half that was bad. We could have got a better result. We should have got a better result. But individual mistakes, lack of concentration, terrible man marking from the defenders is what pretty much caused us to lose this match. That's, in my opinion, the 3 main reasons as to why we were incapable of winning this match. Formation-wise, guys, the formation is not always the problem. Why were we so able to, attack with no problems in that second half? Why did we create and generate so many chances in that second half? I'm looking at the statistics here, and in that second half, we had 68% ball possession. We had 14 goal attempts. guys, it's not all about the formation. It's also about, you know, certain players keep their concentration and avoid making silly mistakes. You know, we got these players, guys, to avoid repeating ourselves from the last seasons, from the previous seasons, where all we saw was mistake after mistake after mistake, stupid mistakes leading to goals. And unfortunately, we're seeing this over and over again this season as well. We saw it against Sampdoria a few weeks ago. We saw it against Roma, and now we saw it against Inter. Why do we have 3 consecutive losses? Yes, it might be Montella, like many of you are saying, but we also have to take a look at our players and what they're doing. Because I'm not trying to defend Montella here. I'm not saying he's a coach for us. I'm not saying he's a coach that's going to stay at Milan for a very long time. But we have to also be realistic, you know. Some players are not doing their job as it's supposed to be done, and that is why the team is suffering in results. But I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your comments. Of course, this is a fan channel, and your opinion matters just as mine. So make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section, as I'll be reading them for the next few minutes. Caleb says, I agree with the individual errors. However, the team Montella has been putting out there has been offensively horrendous until the second half today. Was around 2 full matches with 0 creativity. And I completely agree with that. I said it before. You know, against Roma, against Sampdoria, we weren't able to score any goals. And that should not happen as well, given the amount of money that we spent. But, you know, more than not, it's individual errors. If we are capable of defending properly, even 1 goal can win us games. You think Inter has been winning games 3-0, 4-0 all the time? If you go take a look at the results, they only beat Benevento 2-1. And why were they able to get that win? Because they were defensively strong. You know, only conceding 5 goals so far this season, 3 prior to this match, speaks volumes of what types of results you actually need. You know, Inter does not need to go out there and beat teams 3-4-0 in order to get the result. Look, like I said, Benevento 2-1. They beat Genoa 1-0. Crotone, they beat them 2-0. It's not big margin wins. At the end of the day, what counts? It's the 3 points. And that's exactly what they did. And that is why they're sitting alone in second place in the table. That is exactly my analysis on this. Because you can blame the coach as much as you want. Yes, I understand. And I've said it over and over this season. Montella has not been making the best of choices when putting players in certain positions. He's been playing them out of positions. Sometimes the formation is not understandable at all. Sometimes I don't even know what he's thinking of doing, putting in substitute players in the last moments, trying to save himself. Yes, I've said all this many times. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is that we cannot... I don't know how much we spent together with Bonucci and Musacchio, but we cannot be spending that amount of money and conceding 13 goals in 8 games. It's completely unacceptable, guys. It's completely unacceptable. How are we conceding so many goals? Is it because really of the formation? Is it really because of the tactics? Or how the players are actually playing in the back? I don't know, but I would be considering the latter when making some sort of analysis with this. Moving on, Jamie Muscat says Crotone is something special. I agree with that. Like I said, Crotone, the kid has some definite great potential, and I cannot wait to see how he develops with the team with years to come. But you know, he needs to prove himself as well. He scored goals this season, but he needs a bit more consistency, I think, in order to play better and score more goals as well. Bia XO11 says Montella has no idea how to organize the defense, and solid defense is what wins the titles. Exactly that. Defense is the foundation of every long-term success, and without that, you will be vulnerable. Giacomo says incredibile, Gio, non ci voglio credere dopo aver speso 200 milioni di euro, questa è una vergogna. For those that are not Italian speakers, he says he does not believe that after spending 200 million euros, this is a real disgrace on how we are playing. And I completely agree with that. Like I said, we spent that amount of money, especially for the defense, for the main reason of fortifying that defense. not seeing the same shit that we have been seeing for the last couple of years with so many mistakes. And yet again, it just seems like a flashback of what we have been seeing with so many individual errors, so many mistakes, and, you know, terrible, terrible marking. Beats Next Door says Bonucci defending has been shocking, 40 million down the toilet. And more than just his defending, I don't think he's really putting his leadership skills to the test here, especially with the other players surrounding him. You know, he's supposed to be the captain. If your captain does not play as he should, he does not play with the experience that he has, and Bonucci has a lot of experience. There's no reason why he won 5-6 titles with Juventus in a row. You know, bring that experience to the table. Bring your skill to the table. Has he done any of that so far this season? Hell no. I have not seen it whatsoever. And that, you know, plays a big factor. Not only with him, because it has a factor on him himself. You know, when you're not playing good, you're a bit demoralized. You're not all there mentally. But also the guys beside him. What do you think the younger guys like Romagnoli should be saying here? You know, this guy that has so much experience that's playing next to me is not playing to his potential. How do you think Romagnoli will be playing beside him? Milan's defense has problems, guys, and we've been saying this all around. It's not only the defense, it's the team in general, yes. But Milan's defense has problems. We brought in these guys to try and fix these problems. These problems, so far, have not been fixed. I know we have to look at it long term. I completely understand that. And I completely also understand that the defense could have 1, 2, max 3 games that, you know, they're not on top of it. But so far this season, guys, it's been way more than that. And to me, that is a big problem that needs to be addressed. And so far, it has not been addressed. You know? So, yes, Milan could still play better than the other teams at the end of the day. They could still deserve the results because of the chances created at the end of the day. And I completely agree with this. But if you don't sort out those defensive issues, 1, 2 chances that the other teams have, they score them, that's the game. You lose games like that for no reason. Why not, you know, find a solution to this? Why don't you save yourself from embarrassment from conceding so many goals? Let's see if some more comments here. Dean Darko says, Bia makes Montolivo look good. I miss Montari. Who thought we could ever say that? Okay, I wouldn't go as far as that. But Bia today as well, like I said before, terrible mistakes. Giveaways, I don't know what it is. And also, another observation that I wanted to make. If you go take a look at a player like Candreva, was he really being pressured by Milan today? Candreva had so much freedom, especially in that first half, to cross the ball, make long passes, and he's a very accurate passer. We all know that. But was there pressure on him? Not very much. Every time I saw Bia with the ball, it seemed like 2-3 guys were surrounding him, giving him no options whatsoever. And this is another thing that Milan needs to do, the pressure. I've seen more of it in that second half, not so much in that first half. And you know, this is how you lose games. You cannot give space to your opponents like we saw today in that first half. It's absolutely horrendous. Giuliano says, I think Montella has to show how Milan can play when we play against Juve. If we lose against Juve, maybe then you can say goodbye to Montella. But it's not only about Juve, guys. I mean, yes, we can even play good against Juventus, win the game. What difference will it make if we end up losing the next 2-3 games at the end of the day? Makes no difference whatsoever. Yes, it might be a boost to their morale at the end of the day, whatever you want to say. But, guys, I don't care about beating Juventus. I care about ending in the top 4 of the table. And right now, it really looks like an impossible task. Yes, we are only 7 points behind Lazio and Juventus at the moment, which currently hold the 3rd and 4th position. But 4 losses in 8 games, guys. I would have never expected this, to be honest, but this is a real reality check of what this team is still lacking, and that is chemistry, of course, better playmaking, better decisions, better unity from the team, I don't know what it is, but I hope that somehow we go as far as possible, at least in the Europa League. And you know, it's still early in the season for the Serie A. Nothing has been thrown out of the window just yet, but Milan need to get serious. They need to start winning games because enough is enough, really. Matt3G says, Gio, to be honest, we did good. I think much better than last year. Let's give the team a little more time. And I did say that. I told you guys that the team was not bad today, especially in that second half. We did a lot better. And I think we had a good performance. It's just a shame that we had to throw it out due to individual mistakes today. That's all. That's it. That's all. The Polito 1990 says Fabio Borini has been our best player in the past 2 games, but everyone else was shocking. And thank you for bringing him up, because I find that I did not speak about Borini, and he's definitely a player that I wanted to give a few thoughts on him, because, you know, he has been doing very good things. You know, today, he was put on by Montella. Not many people were expecting him to start today, but I think he definitely deserved to start today. What I saw from him is attitude moving forward, his desire of scoring, his desire of doing good, the plays that he did. He had a very good positive game in my opinion, and I think he deserves more of a chance, maybe more starts. And many people were actually thinking that, you know, Borini, including myself, that he was going to come into this team to be a depth player. I think Borini could bring a great set of skills and attributes to this team if he actually gets a starting position. I know many people might think I'm crazy, but if you go take a look at how this guy plays sometimes, I think he plays a lot better than a lot of our players in this current team at the moment. So yeah, definitely happy with how Borini played. Beats next door, don't really agree with the Bia criticism. He made mistakes, yes, but his passing was class tonight, something we lacked. Imagine pairing Bia with another defensive-minded midfielder. I don't know about that. Yes, okay, his passing was not the worst. I could agree with that. I mean, at the end of the day, it does not really matter if your passing is great and does not contribute to anything. You could be passing as much as you want. Your passing accuracy could be 90% for all I care. But at the end of the day, does it really contribute to us scoring goals or leading to attacks? Not too much. I saw a lot of the attacks from Milan today coming from the wings, if you guys noticed. Ricardo Rodriguez was trying to put a lot of balls in, unsuccessful many times, and a lot of it was going through exactly Borini. And yes, his passing was not the worst. I'm not going to say it was the worst because it wasn't. But at the end of the day, it's pretty much that mistake that's going to be imprinted on him. Because you cannot be making mistakes like that. I'm sorry, you cannot be giving the ball away so cheaply. I'm not only talking about Bia here. There's a lot of other players on this team that give away a lot of stupid passes as well. But today, Bia should have been doing a lot better. And in my opinion, he didn't. Simple as that. I think that's gonna wrap it up, guys, for this match review. A lot of you guys are, you know, repeating the same questions, repeating the same comments, which I already answered. But you guys could still leave your thoughts and comments, of course, if you guys want. I'll be reading them later on my own time, and I'll be responding to some of you if I still haven't answered your question. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, very disappointing loss, maybe undeserved, but we need to look forward, and hopefully, you know, this performance, especially the performance that we saw in the second half, is going to be more of the same going on forward this season. Our next match in the Serie A is actually against Genoa at the San Siro next weekend. So I'll be seeing you for then. And don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan. This has been Gio signing off from Rossoneri TV, and as always, Forza Milan.